Joining me now from Kyiv are Ines De La Cuetara. So, Ines, Russia's attacks on Ukraine's energy grid is still impacting so many people's lives every day because of not having power. You are once again at a shelter. We appreciate you so much just taking us inside what Ukrainians are dealing with on a daily basis. Tell us what it's like inside there, what they're telling you, and how they're just trying to survive at this point.
Hey, Kira, yeah, so massive new missile strikes on Ukraine yesterday, taking out power in a number of regions. Here in the Kyiv region, at least half of residents are without power. So we are outside of a warming shelter. These are facilities that have been set up for residents who lose power. They've been set up all across the city, all across the country. I'll take you inside so you get a sense of what it looks like. You've got residents over here enjoying the warmth, enjoying a warm drink. Back here, you've got a charging station. These young women charging their phones. There's also Wi-Fi access here. Over here, the heating system. There's, of course, a generator powering this whole operation, and then a corner even for children to play in. We spoke to residents who were here at this warming shelter earlier. One woman telling us this shelter has become a lifeline for her. She depends on electricity, heating, water to do her job. She works remotely, and so she's been coming to these warming shelters every single day. Ukrainian President Zelensky saying residents are likely going to be without power for the next few days as a result of these strikes, and Ukraine's main energy companies saying these rolling blackouts are likely to continue at least through March. Kira.
Oh, Ines, just as a mom, seeing that little table for the kids with the toys and some lessons on there to keep up with their schoolwork, it just tears at my heartstrings, which leads me to ask about the schools and how you brought us video of students in these schoolhouses still trying to learn in the dark with flashlights. Are they still open? Are those still helping the kids just get through day to day to keep up with their studies?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a sight to see. So we did visit some schools here in Kyiv that are powering through these blackouts. In one school, students were continuing to go to class even in the dark with the help of flashlights. We spoke to students there who were completely undeterred. We visited one physics class where they actually happened to be learning about electricity when we were there, and they were learning how to build electric circuits in the middle of a blackout. High school students telling us they are undeterred, that they feel that going to school and just going about their daily lives is their way of standing up to the Russians. And they say that they've been thinking about the men in the trenches, and that by comparison, not having any power, having to go to school in the dark really is nothing. So that they are prepared to keep going to class for weeks and months and years, they said, in the dark, if that's what it takes to win. Kira.
So, Ines, explain to me this warming shelter that you're inside of. Are these open 24/7, and are these volunteers that just take time to keep these open? And can folks sleep in here, or is this just coming in, kind of recharging, giving families a little bit of a break before they go back to exactly what they go back to? I mean, is it work? Is it school? Or are they trying to go on with their daily lives?
Yeah, so it's the latter. It's people coming here for a few hours. They are not sleeping here, and these are facilities that are run by the government. There are, of course, volunteer organizations also reaching out to different groups. So we're in touch with an organization that is taking care specifically of the elderly, lots of older people that are, of course, very vulnerable and being affected by these blackouts. A lot of them living at the top of Soviet-style high-rise buildings that have no elevators because there's no power. So they're kind of stuck up there with no food, with no supplies. So these volunteers have been going and bringing them supplies. But these shelters are meant for people to come here for a few hours, use Wi-Fi, use power, enjoy a cup of tea if they need it, and then go about their daily lives. They're calling them points of invincibility, so that gives you a sense of the Ukrainian mindset here. But this is really Ukraine resisting. Putin here, by weaponizing winter, is trying to make people's daily lives as miserable as possible so that they will put pressure on the Ukrainian government to negotiate, and Ukrainians are not, giving in, and they are certainly powering through. Kira.
Yeah, they are resilient, that is for sure. One more question, if you don't mind. What more are we learning, Ines, about those attacks inside Russian territory as we continue to look at this new video that actually shows Ukrainian drones striking a military airfield right here and setting this tanker on fire? I mean, it's incredible how they're pulling out these old Soviet drones, old recon drones, and using them to their advantage.
Yes, I mean, we've seen a number of attacks inside Russia in recent days. So there were those 2 big strikes yesterday that were deep inside Russia. Those were hugely significant because they included strikes at an airfield from which Russian long-range bombers take off and come to target Ukraine's critical infrastructure. And Russia is accusing Kyiv of being behind those attacks. And if that's the case, then that means that's the first time that Ukraine has managed to target military facilities or Russian long-range bombers inside Russia, Kira.
Ines De La Cuetara, appreciate it, Ines. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.